Hello, my name is Adrian van Hooijdonk and I'd like to present to you the design of the new BMW 7 Series. The 7 Series, of course, is our flagship, and to make a perfect 7 Series at BMW, we need to combine elegance, sportiness, and presence. And several of these elements you can immediately see when you look at the side view of the car. Certainly the elegance and the sportiness, I believe, come across. The elegance mainly because the vehicle looks so stretched. And we only used 2 or 3 lines to achieve that. The main line is the feature line that integrates the door handles. This line runs from the front lamps all the way to the tail lamps, and that stretches the car, and that gives the car both elegance and presence. Another line which we believe brings elegance is the side window line, which is a very fluid, very subtle curve, and it is accentuated by a strip of chrome. And that, we believe, is a very, very elegant line. The presence, we believe, comes across when you look at the bonnet, when you look at the front end of the car. In side view, you already see that we have a very long bonnet, typical BMW. And you also begin to see that the kidney-shaped grille is standing near vertical. And you will see in the front end, in the front view, how much presence that brings. So let's have a look at the front end. The front end design of a 7 Series needs to exude presence, natural presence, and sportiness. The sportiness comes across, we believe, through the proportions, but in our design we have actually enhanced these proportions. For instance, in the lower bumper we have a very wide air intake. Then in the bonnet we have some very subtle sculpture in the surfaces, which are an indication, or which is an indication of the power that lies underneath. You see these lines coming off the A-pillar going towards the kidney-shaped grille. In the headlamps we are using the BMW typical double round headlamps, and you'll see that we have integrated the daytime running light in the light rings, and that these double round headlamps are cut off on the top with this element that is also lit up at night. And this then leads to what we call this concentrated look of the car. All of this is done through LED, and that is also what we are using in our tail lamps. So let's have a look at the tail lamps. The rear end design of a 7 Series needs to look both sporty and elegant. We made sure that the car has strongly but subtly sculpted wheel arches, so the car sits on its wheels really strongly. We have a very strong shoulder, and all the lines that we are using in the rear end are running in a horizontal way. Of course, the tail lamps also help emphasize this element of width. And when you look inside the tail lamps, you'll see these light bars, which are fed by LED, and which will make the car very, very recognizable also at night. So that is what I would like to say to you about the exterior design of this car. Now I would say let's have a look at the interior design. The 7 Series is our flagship, so that means that in the interior one has to also notice a high amount of luxury and the great care and attention that we've given each and every design detail in this interior. First of all, you will notice that the car is incredibly spacious. It is our biggest car on the market, and through the design we were able to emphasize this feeling of spaciousness. In the dashboard then, you will see that we have 4 round instruments, which is one of our icons in the interior. We have a distinctly noticeable driver orientation. So part of the dashboard is turned towards the driver, and it is actually done in a very gentle curve. If you look further back in this interior, you see a very gently flowing center console, and of course these lines that are also being picked up in the rear doors. All the while emphasizing the length of this car, the luxuriousness of this car, again in the stitching also on the door panels, and of course overall the way we feel befitting to a flagship of our brand. So we really wanted to not just use beautiful materials to look at, but also give you the possibility to actually touch these materials because they are authentic materials. So thank you for your attention. It was a pleasure for our design team designing this car, and it was a pleasure for me being able to show you the results of our efforts. Thank you.